Hey y'all, welcome back. So today, like I said, we're going to be talking about summertime and some easy, light, refreshing meals because it is hot. I don't know about where you are, but it is hot here. And today we're going to be doing a watermelon salsa. Now watermelon is, like I said before, one of my favorite things. And this is going to be light, refreshing, easy. We're going to put this salsa on top of some blackened catfish and then put it in a corn tortilla, and it's amazing. So to start, I just want to talk a little bit about the ingredients. And again, it's still summer, and you can use these, again, like if you have a garden, you can use these ingredients, and it's so fresh and refreshing, not heavy. So I have some watermelon diced right here. It's about 2 cups. Diced watermelon. Then we have some charred corn, about 1/2 cup. Have some fresh cucumbers chopped, again about 1/2 cup of that. We have some purple onions, about 1/4 cup of that. We have some tomatoes and a little bit of jalapenos for some heat. About 1 cup of that. We have fresh cilantro. It smells so good. If you can get fresh herbs, always get fresh herbs. It makes such a difference. So we're gonna do about 1/2 cup of fresh cilantro. And we have salt, probably about a teaspoon of salt. A little pinch of Creole seasoning, of course, because we're in Louisiana and we put it on everything. Then I have some diced mango, and you don't have to put mango in it. I like mango, and it makes it have a pretty beautiful color when you present it. And finally, I have 4 limes juiced, and we're just gonna put all that together. We're gonna stir it. We're gonna let this marinate while we blacken our catfish. It smells so good. And honestly, you can eat this by itself. It's that good. Isn't that beautiful? I just love the colors. Okay, we're gonna set this aside and we're gonna let this marinate, and we're gonna go get our catfish and we're gonna start blackening it. Y'all stay tuned. Hey y'all, welcome back. So before we made our watermelon salsa, and now we're gonna blacken our fresh Guidry's catfish fillets. And you can use 3/5 or 5/7. That's just the size, that's the ounces. This right here, these are 3/5. And one tip I wanna tell you is always when you're seasoning fish, make sure you dry it off, pat it dry before you season it. And we're just gonna sprinkle. This is a blackening seasoning. You can buy whichever one you want. You can make your own. It's really simple. You just wanna get a good coating on the back side, and then we're gonna flip it to the presentation side. Presentation side is the pretty side of the catfish. Okay? And it may look like you're putting too much, but honestly, you're really not. You want to have a good coating so you get a good black sear. And another reason you want to pat that catfish dry is you're not going to get a black crust on there unless it's dry. Okay, let's see if our black cast iron pot is hot. I think so. Okay. So when you're cooking fish, like I said, you want to cook presentation, the pretty side, you want to put it down first. And you only want to flip catfish once in the pan, only one time. So this will take about 4 minutes, and then we're going to flip it and cook it another 4 minutes, and then we're going to plate, and it's going to be beautiful. So I'm using, as I said, Guidry's Catfish, and you can find our catfish fillets. We have a 2.5 pound box and we have a 4 pound box, sold in all your local stores. Ooh, smells good. And you want a high heat. You want to get that blackened, that crust on there. Just leave it be. It'll smoke, so you might want to do this outside. Okay, I'm gonna let that cook for a little while. So when I think about watermelon, I always think about going to my grandmother's house, and she always had watermelon in the back refrigerator, always. And it just brings back such good memories, and it was always so hot, and just made it so, it would cool you down. And then she would say, now let's go to the garden, you gotta pick some butter beans. Okay, so you see that good sear on that catfish? We just flipped it. We're just waiting a little, about another minute or so, and we're gonna put it on our plate. And then we have some corn tortillas, and we're gonna put them in that pan, and we're just gonna char them a little bit just to bring out that corn flavor. I wish I could smell it in here. It smells so good. And again, like, you can put this on the grill outside. You don't have to put it on the skillet in the black pot. It'll do just as good in the outside on a grill. You can actually even do it in an air fryer if you wanted to. You just have to flip it halfway. And you won't have the smoke and the grease and all of that. You can find air fryer blackened catfish on our website at guidryscatfish.com if you want any of these recipes. Okay. I think that should be done. And we turned our fire off. We'll take this out of the pot. Okay, so we're just gonna warm up our corn tortillas. And heating the tortillas brings out the corn, the masa flavor. It just makes it just 100% better for me. You can just throw these on a flat top. Just put them in a pan. You can put them in the microwave if you want, just to warm them up a little bit. It brings out so much flavor. Okay. Okay. So we have our corn tortillas that we just heated up. Put these on a plate. So we have our blistered corn tortillas, we have our blackened Guidry's Catfish, and we have our watermelon salsa that has been marinating in lime juice while we've been cooking our fish. Okay, now it's time to plate. So we're gonna take catfish fillet on each tortilla. And then we are just gonna top it with this bright, colorful, light refreshing watermelon salsa. And this is something that's so easy. You can do it outside. It takes you, what, 8 minutes to grill the fish and 10 minutes to prep your watermelon salsa. And here's your light, refreshing, full of flavor, full of color, beautiful blackened catfish tacos with watermelon salsa. Now I think it's time to try it. You have the smokiness of the blackening seasoning, the masa, the fresh watermelon, the lime juice just pulls it all together. Y'all have to try this recipe. Y'all stay tuned, because next we're gonna be grilling watermelon and some Gulf shrimp. Okay, y'all, welcome back. So we did our watermelon salsa and our blackened catfish tacos, and now I'm going to show you how to grill watermelon. Yes, I said grill watermelon. It's so easy and so simple, and again, a light and refreshing thing you can eat in this hot summer months. So first we're going to start with our watermelon. This is just a small, they call it individual watermelons. So I already cut it in half, and what you want to do, we're going to go straight down the middle. We're going to cut it. Then we're going to cut it in half again, quarter. So then we're going to take this and we're going to slice it about 1 inch thick. And this is a great thing to do if you have leftover watermelon. And you want to keep it on the rind when you grill it. This is going to help it stay together. Okay, so for this grilled watermelon, what you're going to need is you're going to need some brown sugar. You're going to need some lime juice. We're going to squeeze that lime juice. We're going to use the blackening seasoning, because with this grilled watermelon, we are going to grill some beautiful Gulf shrimp. And for that bonus, we have a bourbon glaze. Remember I promised bourbon? Well, here it is. And it's going to tie it all together. Okay. So we got our watermelon all cut up. I'm going to put this in a bowl. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of the blackening seasoning. And you can use salt and pepper if you want to. I like blackening seasoning because it has thyme, it has basil, it has garlic, paprika, all kind of great herbs. Just put a little bit of that on both sides. Then we're going to take our brown sugar. We're just going to lightly sprinkle that on there. And what that's going to do, when you throw that on the grill, that brown sugar is just going to crystallize. And it's going to have like a candy coating on that watermelon. And you can do this on the grill. Just make sure that you clean your grates and make sure you spray a little PAM, some kind of oil spray, so it doesn't stick. Okay? And you can already see that sugar is glazing. And when you put it in that heat, wonderful. Okay? Okay, so with our limes, you just want to cut it in half. If you have a squeezer, a lemon squeezer, a lime squeezer, you can use that. But I'm just gonna use my hands, and we're just gonna put a little squeeze that on top of there. Okay. Now, for the star of the show, our beautiful Gulf shrimp. And we're gonna peel these and clean these. And like I said before, we're gonna leave the tail on just for a little presentation. I always like to buy shrimp with the shell on because you can save these shells and make the most wonderful stock for any of your seafood dishes, your etouffee, your gumbos. It just elevates the flavors. Okay, so we're gonna peel this all the way down to the tail. Make sure you clean the vein, and I just like make a little slit right there with my fingers, and then I just pull it out. And that's gonna have all your like sand from the ocean is gonna be in there. So you wanna make sure you get that out. You don't want to bite into that. Okay. And right now in Louisiana, it's shrimping season. So now's the time to get your beautiful, beautiful Gulf shrimp. And if you can't make it to the boats and get fresh shrimp, then you can always get our shrimp, our Ocean Select Gulf shrimp. You can put in your freezer and use it anytime you want, anytime you need. Let's see. Okay, we got that going. And we're just gonna put, again, just a little, I'm talking about like a little pinch of seasoning on these shrimp because you want that sweetness of those shrimps to come out, and you don't wanna over season and hide that flavor. Okay, now we're ready to put this on the grill. Okay, so we have our watermelon that we cut and keep the rind on. That's just to make it easier to deal with in the pan or your grill. And we added some brown sugar, a little bit of lime juice, and a little bit of blackening seasoning. And we're gonna throw this in the grill, in the pan. And this should not take long. So you want to have like a medium high temperature on your grill. If you're grilling it, you want to have those char marks. If you're doing it in a pan, you want to see that smoke, like I said, like a medium high. Okay. And as that heat hits that sugar, it's gonna caramelize. So good, y'all. Y'all have to try this. Okay, we're gonna flip. This is not gonna take long at all. And we're gonna do the other side. And there's so many things you can do with this watermelon and shrimp. You can use some feta and some arugula. You can make a salad. You can serve this as appetizers. Let's see. Okay. All right, this one's about ready. I'm gonna take this out the pot. Place on our serving plate. And this is a beautiful presentation. If you're having like a summer party, swim party, get together, people will be so amazed that you grilled watermelon. Okay, now we're gonna take our beautiful shrimp. I'm gonna throw that in the same skillet. And this is a black skillet. One of my favorite things to use. I have many of them. I'm a collector. It's a good thing to have. Your husband makes you mad, just saying. Okay? And with shrimp, people tend to overcook shrimp. 3 minutes maximum. Once you see them start to turn opaque and you see them turn pink, take them off. So that was about a minute. We're gonna flip them. Just a couple more minutes. We're actually going to turn the fire off and let it finish cooking. Just like if you're boiling shrimp, I drop my shrimp and I turn the burner off and then put the lid on. Okay. See how fast that cooked? Now we're going to want a plate. So we're going to take these shrimp. I'm just going to put them on top of the watermelon like this. And again, like I said, you can eat it just like this as an appetizer, or you can put this in a salad. You can cut the watermelon off the rind and put it in a salad, which is great. You can top it with fresh mint, fresh basil, pecans, pistachios goes well with this. And that looks so good. So have a little bourbon glaze. And be sure to check the link out and you'll find all of these recipes in my recipe for bourbon glaze. One of my favorite things, bourbon, as you know, bourbon, bacon, butter. So we're just gonna lightly drizzle this bourbon glaze on the shrimp, the grilled shrimp and the grilled watermelon. And that is the perfect summer appetizer. Blackened shrimp and grilled watermelon. So good, so light. And you can take the tails off and you can put this on a taco just like we did before. However you want to do it, but just try it. I promise you, you will not regret it. Thank y'all for joining me again for this episode of Seasoned in Louisiana. If you would like any of these recipes, they should be on the link. Be sure to click, like, subscribe to my channel. Give me some comments what you would like to see me cook. And again, you can find all of our products online at CajunGrocers.com, CreoleFoods.com, Instacart.com. Check out my recipes at Gidry'sCatfish.com, OceanSelect.com. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, anything. Just look up Chef Johnnie G. So, just a little refresher what we did today. We made a watermelon salsa using fresh watermelon, corn, cucumbers, fresh cilantro, some fresh lime juice, and some red onions. What else we did? And then we mixed all that together. We let it marinate in the lime juice, and then we blackened our catfish, and we put it on a corn tortilla, and we topped it with our wonderful watermelon salsa. Then the second thing we did with watermelon was we grilled it. We topped it with a little bit of blackening seasoning, a little bit of brown sugar. We threw that in a hot skillet, browned it on both sides, took it out, put a little bit of blackening seasoning on our wonderful Gulf shrimp, put that in the hot pot, hot pan, took it out, and we made a refreshing appetizer of grilled watermelon and blackened shrimp, topped with a bourbon glaze. Thank y'all again for joining me for this episode of Seasoned in Louisiana, dealing with all things watermelon. I hope you enjoyed the show, and remember, bacon, butter, and bourbon make everything better. Thank y'all again for joining me for this episode of Seasoned in Louisiana. How do I say that? Okay. Thank y'all for joining me for this episode of Seasoned in Louisiana. I'm just giving you stuff. This should not take long. Do not put that on there.